I'm going by this latest headline. I don't know if the euro is moving. We'll get to that in a second. But actually, if they are to cut their forecast, which this ECB draft suggests, I mean, what does it mean? What will it actually take for inflation to start picking up again?
We were talking earlier about what had happened to inflation in the Eurozone, and saying that there had been fears of deflation when commodities prices dipped. Oil price bottomed on, what is it, February the 11th of last year. Since then, it's practically doubled, and that's fed through relatively quickly to headline inflation. But throughout that period, the core level of inflation with the Eurozone hasn't really changed that much. Even when people were worried about deflation, it was trading around 0.7, 0.9, and recently it's been 0.9. As far as we can tell, the output gap in the Eurozone still has quite a long way to go to close. So although the employment rate is at record highs, the unemployment rate is around 9%. So, you know, it's clear that there's more scope for tightness or some of the slack in the labour market to disappear. And my sense is that the ECB is going to keep a watching brief, because it's not going to want to change its policy stance until it's absolutely clear that core inflation is recovering.
Yeah, so see, let me bring you over to my chart. This is core inflation. This is in white, and you can see it currently at 0.9. And then this is the kind of the one that we look at more, the inflation number at 1.4. Now, this apparently, according to this draft, according to Euro official that were close to the matter and spoke to Bloomberg, they would cut, the ECB would cut its inflation outlook across its forecast horizon to roughly around 1.5% annually. And again, as you say, they mention energy prices, but I was always told that actually energy prices wouldn't feed into it so quickly. So are we measuring inflation differently to what we should, given the kind of nature of our economies? Well,
I think if you just look at the blue line on that chart, what you can see is that the movement in commodities prices fed through incredibly quickly to headline rates of inflation. And you know, it's very clear if you look at the difference between those two lines that the major recovery in headline inflation has been all about commodities prices in the last 12 months. So if the ECB is looking forward, and you know, this is just speculation because we don't know exactly what they're thinking, and they're thinking that the oil price is flat over the next 2 years, then that boost from from commodities prices isn't there, and it will be altogether logical to expect that inflation might moderate.